Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nailil Marom. Here I will give my brief explanation about a problem in translation and solution. So there is 9 points consists of title and humor and then strong language, regional dialect, and then colloquialism and stylized language and also um, untranslatable word and culture-specific language. There is also uh, difficult language, and the last point is quotation from other sources. So the first I want to explain about humor. So we know that colloquialism and also slang often fail in translation. Likewise with humor, which is also can be uh, become a problem in some situation. For example, humor can be funny in some area, but in other area it is can fall flat. For example, some word phrases or sentence in Indonesia can be funny for people in Indonesia, but when we bring it into people of English country or English language, which is use English language, I mean, it can be fall flat. And next is about title. So we know that literal translation of title will often grab wrong perspective. So we need to know how to create title with a general assumption in order to when we sell it in the market that we want uh, in one of area that we want, it can be do not got wrong assumption again. Next is about regional dialect. So we know that each author usually have their rhythm or pattern of their own language. So it is can be interesting because it can be such as a characteristic for them, but it can also become a problem. Whereas some people which is don't use the same language often want the author, I means, to erase the sentence or phrase which is uh, from the author dialect because they felt it seemed awkward. So it is about regional dialect. Next is about colloquialism. Colloquialism means like informal language. So every country have different colloquialism. So it is the duties of the translator to get across the meaning into the target language in order to the audience know what is the purpose of the qualism. Next is about stylized language. So sometimes we need to update the text of the writing. Also, the book have translated by the contemporary author because we know that every book have different style. Also, with the time of the when the book is produced, each time have different style, have different dialect in their language. So it is important to frequently update the text of the writing of the book in order to can be accessible for the current reader. Next is about untranslatable word and culture specific references. So we need so we know that some vocabulary we often in the book cannot be translated directly one by one because it have an extensive meaning. So we must discuss it with the author, but it is so difficult to translate with the author. So the easier way is usually the author would like provide reader with a glossary in below the text. So it can help the reader to understand what the meaning of the vocabulary, what the purpose the of the text. So now is about difficult language. It is quite same with the point before, which is I explained. That is untranslatable and culture specific references. The differences in difficult language is about the author. So some language is about the language. So some language now is about the language before is about the vocabularies I mean. So in difficult language we need a highly qualified translator because the sentence is difficult hard to understand. So we need it. But we know that a highly qualified translator is not simply can be found. So translator whose work will be reused in this way should be paid a fee that reuse and given a proper acknowledgement whose work or credit in the new translator. So the last point is quotation from other sources. So we know that some quote simply doesn't translate. It is better to drop it. Other must be altered to make it more related or relevance with their text. For the conclusion, uh, we must have a note of any other sources from which translator are taken and given to the copy editor along with the translator notes. Okay, maybe that's all my explanation about 9 point of problem in translation and solution. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.